There comes a moment quiet and unsettling when the version of success you've been chasing no longer fits. Maybe it happens after a layoff. Maybe it happens when you burn out, doing everything right. Maybe it happens when you finally hit the goal you worked so hard for and still feel empty. It's a strange thing to admit, especially in a world that glorifies grind, culture and hustle mentality. But at some point, you start to realize that success as they define it isn't working for you anymore. And that realization, it's not failure. It's a doorway, a turning point. A chance to pause, exhale, and ask the one question that changes everything. What does success mean to me now? Not 10 years ago, not before the job loss, not before the burnout, not before the promotion you thought would fix everything that didn't now in this version of your life, in this version of your heart. Because here's the truth they rarely tell you. The most powerful rebrand you'll ever make isn't on your resume, it's in your definition of success. For years, maybe, you measured it by salary status, title achievement, you chased checkboxes. You climbed the ladders, you chased approval, and performance reviews and calendar invites. And maybe you were good at it. Maybe you knew how to win the game. But now that game feels hollow. That version of success feels like someone else's dream you inherited without asking. In this job loss, the thing that broke your rhythm and your pride is actually a brutal kind of freedom. It's the permission to choose again, to wipe the slate, to build a definition of success that's rooted in alignment, not appearance. Because here's what we forget. Success isn't just what you do, it's how you feel while doing it. It's waking up with energy. It's doing work that feels like contribution, not just survival. It's being respected without having to sacrifice your peace. It's having space for your relationships, your body, your art, your rest. It's not just being impressive. It's being authentic. It's not just being busy. It's being present. But we're not taught to define success like that. We're taught to chase the next thing. We're taught to wear exhaustion like a badge. We're taught that slowing down means falling behind. So when you're forced to stop, when the job ends, when the burnout hits, when the ladder disappears, you panic, you question your value. You wonder if you've lost your edge, but you haven't lost anything that matters. What you've lost is the illusion that success has only one form, the illusion that worth must be earned through exhaustion, the illusion that achievement equals peace. And now you're free to create something different, a definition of success that includes rest, that includes boundaries, that includes joy. That includes your whole self, not just the parts of you that perform well under pressure. But redefining success takes courage. It takes confronting everything you once believed about yourself. It means asking, who am I when I'm not achieving? What makes me feel alive, not just accomplished? What would my life look like if I stopped trying to prove and started choosing maybe for you? Success now means making enough money to live well without sacrificing your sanity. Maybe it means working fewer hours so you can finally be present with your family. Maybe it means turning down jobs that don't align, even if they pay more. Maybe it means starting something small and meaningful, rather than chasing something big and empty. Maybe it means feeling respected in your role, or creating from the heart, or simply being able to sleep through the night without anxiety buzzing in your chest. There is no universal definition, only the one that feels true to you. And truth is a compass. When you stop chasing someone else's map, you start following your own. And that's where life gets real. That's where work becomes more than work. It becomes an extension of who you are, not a replacement for your identity. So if you're standing here right now, staring into the fog of transition, wondering who you are without your job, let me offer this. You are someone who gets to decide what success means. Now, you are someone who is allowed to evolve. You are someone who is allowed to say, that version of success served me once, but it doesn't anymore. And you are someone who is capable of building something new slowly, honestly, intentionally. Let go of the pressure to bounce back fast. Let go of the shame for needing rest. Let go of the idea that your worth is tied to your output. Choose a definition of success that honors your well-being, that reflects your values, that allows you to live, not just perform. Maybe that means saying no more often. Maybe that means being brave enough to take a pay cut for something that lights you up. Maybe that means starting a business that only makes sense to you. Maybe that means applying for jobs that feel alone, fine, even if they're less impressive on paper. Maybe that means trusting that you are allowed to choose meaning over metrics. Because what's the point of a resume full of gold stars if you feel dead inside? What's the point of a fancy title if you're constant? The anxious, what's the point of climbing the ladder if it's leaning against the wrong wall? You've worked too hard, survived too much, grown too deeply to settle for a definition of success that erases your joy. So today, right here, start rewriting it. Write it in your journal, write it on your mirror, write it into your choices. My success now means peace, purpose, presence, creative energy, good boundaries, deep relationships, freedom to be myself, enough money to live well, not just exist, work that respects my humanity, days that feel like mine, a body that isn't constantly tense, a voice I don't have to hide. You decide what goes on that list. You decide what's worthy, and you decide what you'll no longer trade for money, status, or approval. This isn't just a job search anymore. This is a value search. This is a reset that matters. This is a return to your truth, and truth once rediscovered changes everything. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are evolving, and that evolution, it's allowed to be slow. It's allowed to be non-linear. It's allowed to look like a complete reinvention or a gentle return to something you've always known but never gave yourself permission to claim. Whatever it looks like for you, just know this: you're allowed. You're allowed to build a life that feels like yours, and you're allowed to define success in a way that sustains you. You've done the old way, you know where it leads now. Choose different, choose true. Choose you, redefine it all, and never apologize for it. That's success now, and it's only just beginning.